Hey, Quad Bros, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're going to be talking today about weapon orders in Enlisted and what you guys should be spending them on as new players. I see new players all the time kind of complaining that they don't know what to spend their orders on. They're scared to spend their orders, or alternatively, they spent their orders on things that they maybe shouldn't have spent their orders on. So I figured I'd do a quick guide video talking about your weapon orders, and I'll do a different one for troop orders as well. But for this one, weapon orders, both your silver and your bronze. So before we begin, I did quickly want to mention something that is really important for how you spend your orders in Enlisted. Now, Enlisted has 6 different campaigns, guys, okay? And I'm sure in the future there's going to be even more. So if you're watching this and you're like, Quadro, there's 8 campaigns. Well, you're in the future. Now, because of this, I see a lot of players that jump between campaigns. And what they do is they'll play a little bit of Normandy, and then they'll try to play a little bit of Berlin, and they'll split their silver orders between these campaigns, and they'll end up with kind of a mishmash of squads in both campaigns, neither of which are actually up to par, right? They're not able to compete as effectively as they otherwise would be if you focused on that campaign. And so I recommend you guys stick to one campaign. Choose whichever one you guys enjoy the most. You don't have to choose it after one game or even at the beginning, but definitely don't jump between campaigns and spend silver orders like crazy on both, because early on in a campaign, silver orders are very precious. You're going to be spending a lot of them to get your soldiers up to snuff, right? So after they've gotten to that point, feel free to jump to a different campaign, and you can always come back and use your squads in that are decked out as a farm for the other campaigns. But don't jump between campaigns and end up wasting your orders and end up with several squads of underpowered soldiers. All right, so now to the bulk of the video, guys. What we're going to be talking about, the orders. All right, so starting off with silver orders, you're going to want to prioritize number one, getting your soldiers decked out with their best gear. Prioritizing assaulters, gunners, AT soldiers, so on and so forth. Your specialist soldiers. You don't want an assaulter running around in the game with a bolt action rifle. They're not meant to use that. They can use better weapons, and they should use better weapons. So if you've got a guy who's supposed to use a submachine gun and he's running around the bolt action, get him a better gun. Now, it's very campaign dependent on when you want to kind of spend your silver orders and where those break points are at. But typically, it's fine to spend them on the starting submachine guns. You can always wait a little bit and pick up, for example, in Normandy Allies, you can wait for the M3A1 submachine gun and spend your silver orders there. But in my personal experience, guys, I have found that silver orders, especially silver weapon orders, are fairly plentiful once you finish those achievements. And as long as you're not spending all of your silver orders on things like M1 carbines in Normandy, or buying a bunch of Lee Enfields for all of your soldiers, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. Now, next up for what you should be spending your silver orders on is equipment. Make sure you're giving your guys explosion packs, Molotovs, impact grenades, normal grenades, smoke grenades, anything that is going to give you that kind of little edge by throwing a grenade into a building or something like that is going to be very, very useful. You don't want your guys running around without grenades because they're just less effective that way. Grenades can be an incredibly powerful tool. You don't ever want to be caught out standing next to an enemy tank and you're standing there without an explosion pack. You don't want that to happen. Don't let that happen to you. So get your guys explosion packs, get grenades, get whatever you think is going to be the best. But I would say if you have no idea which one you want to grab explosion packs. Now, remember that a lot of these campaign squads that you're going to acquire as you level up are going to be filled with goodies. They're going to have med kits. They're going to have explosion packs, Molotovs, grenades, all filled in with them when you unlock them. So make sure that you're going through all of your old squads here and you're taking that gear off of them. When you get a new squad, just quickly go in there, pull the equipment off of them, and put them back. Or put them in your squad if that's what you want to do. But don't leave squads in your reserve here that aren't fighting filled to the brim with gear. That's a bad idea, and it's a waste of silver orders and equipment. Finally, guys, spend your silver orders on decking out your remaining soldiers. Get your engineers some M1 Garand, some semi-automatics, maybe some better bolt actions. Get your, whatever soldier might need some extra guns. Go ahead and grab those. And finally, the absolute bottom of the barrel of what you should be spending your silver orders on is things that are what I would consider vanity. This isn't something you should probably be doing, and if you're watching this video and you're spending stuff on pistols and whatnot, you're probably already at that point that it doesn't matter for silver orders for you. But just keep that in mind. You don't need pistols. You don't need axes. They're not getting you that much. And so that is going to be the absolute last thing you should be spending silver orders on. And finally, guys, bronze orders. Bronze orders you get much faster than silver orders, but they cost a lot more to use. So whenever you're using them, you end up spending a lot more. Now, I personally think that the best thing to spend your bronze orders on are going to be your submachine guns. Things like the M3A1, things like the PPSH, the MP40. It depends a lot, again, on your campaign on what is going to be the best thing to spend these on. But generally speaking, your starting assault weapons are going to get a huge, huge power increase whenever you upgrade them to max rank. The reason for this is that submachine guns get increased rate of fire, hit power, reduced recoil, reduced shot deviation, and reload time. You get all of that for upgrading, and it costs around like 25 bronze orders or something like that. Just remember that before you spend your bronze orders upgrading these weapons, you come over to the upgrade tab and you make sure to get these modification cost reductions. If you haven't done that, you're going to be spending 40% more bronze orders per weapon than you otherwise would, and you're going to end up wasting a lot of silver and bronze orders. So make sure that you've gotten those upgrades. After your submachine guns, I'd say probably going with machine guns, and after that, your standard rifles. Bolt actions being the absolute worst things to upgrade. If you take a look at a bolt actions upgrades, you only get reduced shot deviation, increased hit rate of fire, and increased hit power. Hit power doesn't matter too much. It's not going to change much in the grand scheme of things, and they have very low shot deviation to begin with. So you're not really going to have to worry too much about that. While on the other hand, an M1 Garand with an increased hit power is actually pretty substantial, as well as the rate of fire and the reduced recoil and shot deviation are all very nice upgrades for these weapons. So prioritize those submachine guns, those semi-automatics, and then the absolute bottom of the barrel things you should be spending them on would be vehicles. Vehicles are incredibly expensive to upgrade. They cost upwards of 40, 50, 60, and at the end of the day, you're just going to unlock better planes down the road, better tanks down the road, and no matter how upgraded your Puma is, it is still going to get absolutely annihilated as soon as it runs into a jumbo Sherman. So save those bronze orders for very late in the campaign whenever you start unlocking things like the Tiger, the Wolverine, the 76mm Sherman, whatever might come in the future, the Abrams, I suppose, if that ever comes in a modern campaign. Save it for stuff like that because you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck in those late stage campaigns. Or campaign unlocks, I suppose. But that is it, guys. Those are all the things that you should be spending your orders on. I hope this video helped you guys out. And if it did, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does help me out, and I appreciate it. It lets me know that you guys like this kind of content. I can make more of it, more of these guide type stuff. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.